Hey, friends.
Hey, friends. Wait, why did I say
Welcome.
hey?
What do we normally
Hi.
say?
Hi,
Do we say hi,
friends.
friends?
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't think it matters. The point is, hello and welcome.
I don't
Welcome back.
actually know.
Leave me alone. I'm working on it. Woo! Leave me alone. I'm working on it.
Okay. I'm Ore.
I'm Cassie J. I'm just honestly had a moment where I was like, there's so many things to work on. Like, there's so many things to process and manage and heal and deal from, truly. But
Yeah.
such is life. And I think it really is just about one foot in front of the other.
Sometimes. Sometimes I'm okay just standing where I am. Thanks so much.
Awesome. And in truth, yeah, sometimes it's just about standing still.
Yeah, standing still, taking a
Yeah.
breath.
Mm, mm. I wanted to ask you,
Mhm.
um, do you so I have this memory of me as a child going to my mother. I'd like done something. I'd been naughty. Oh, I remember what it was. I remember what it
Okay.
was. Okay. It was bad, guys. Okay. I mean,
Do
I'll tell the
tell.
story. I did a bad thing. Okay. So my brother and I were fighting, okay, as children. We were children. Not that this excuses this behavior, but I feel really bad. Okay,
I
anyway.
can't imagine Simeon fighting with anybody. He's like so
Do you know
calm
what's
and
actually,
zen
this
and
is actually something we
peaceful.
should unpack for just a second because this is what everybody says about my brother. Everyone's like, oh, but
You, I'm okay with.
Simeon is so, he's a menace. Okay. He's
You,
like,
I can
what are those
see.
self? My brother used to do that thing where he would like pretend to fall and then cry and then blame me. That's what my brother used to do.
What?
Okay. And because it
Um,
was just, I don't know, believable, I don't know. Everyone's like, I can't imagine Simeon fighting. There's times when Simeon would jump on top of me, pull my hair,
what?
like true.
Are we
Yes.
talking about the same Simeon?
I
Because
hate I hate this. I hate this
do you
because
mean
it's true.
are you mispronouncing Cassandra? Because
Guys are
that
the
I can
worst.
believe.
All of my friends are like, but Simeon is so, and I'm like, don't you finish that sentence.
Okay.
Um, so we were children, we were young, we were fighting, okay? And it was a bad fight, obviously over something really stupid and immature. We were children.
Mm. Mhm.
And it got violent, okay? My
Mhm.
brother, like, he threw something at me and I was really annoyed. So he loves to tell the story. I then picked up, I feel so bad. I picked up a biscuit tin, okay? It was empty, but I picked it up and I threw it at him
What
as
did he
well.
throw at you?
I can't remember. I just
Okay.
remember it was a biscuit tin. The reason I remember is that it made contact so aggressively with his face.
Ooh.
And and it like cut across the bridge of his nose and there was so much blood and there was it was terrible, okay? Um
Yeah.
and it required a trip to a hospital and like all this stuff. But in the moment, like I just felt so terrible, obviously. Like I felt
Mm.
really, really bad. And whatever
Mm.
we were fighting about suddenly didn't matter. And my brother
Mm.
was bleeding and he was crying and I was sad and I was like, Mom, somebody come and fix it, you know?
Mm.
But for many, many weeks after that, I
Mm.
kept going to my brother, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry that I did this thing to
I
you.
can see this.
I'm
Yes, this
so
I can see.
sorry. I'm really sorry that I hurt you. I'm sorry that I did this. And then I would go to my mom and I'd be like, I'm so sorry that we had to go to the hospital. I'm so sorry that this is something that happened. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And it got to a point where my mom was just like, you've apologized. It's
Mm.
done now. Like it's
Mm.
over. Stop beating yourself up about it.
Mm.
You made a mistake. You did a bad thing, but you said sorry. It's done. Let it go.
Mm. Mm.
And I in thinking about that, and now in working on stuff and healing and dealing, like I was talking about at the beginning of the episode, I'm also thinking about what are the things that I keep beating myself up about? What are the things that I keep punishing myself on that
Do we really want to go there?
I just need to be like, hey, babes, it's okay. It's done now. Let it go. Move on, you know?
This does not feel like a place I want to go.
Come on. Like, so for me, it's like, is for you, is there something that like has happened to you, or something where you have, messed up, or you've dropped the ball or whatever, and you just keep beating yourself up about it? Like, is that something that has happened to you?
Of course. I mean, there's always going to be something. The thing is, it's never, for me, it's not one thing. It's a lot of things. And the one thing, whew, that's why I'm like, I don't want to go there. I don't
Oh,
want to go
okay.
there.
Okay, you don't have to go
We should
there. You
never
don't want to
go
go
there.
there.
No, the for me, the one thing that's, and I'm going to be very vague about this story. Sorry, bear
Okay.
with me.
Okay.
But the one thing that I have carried with me from childhood, and I'm still carrying, like, I'm definitely in a better place. I've dealt with it somewhat and I've learned, but it's something that happened to me, not something I did.
Mm, mm,
And I've carried that shame a little bit, and carried
mm,
this disappointment in myself, and the expectation that I should have done better. I should have spoken up. I should have protected myself better. I should have protected my friend better, my loved one in that situation. But the issue with this particular thing, I'm sorry it's so vague. This is as good as I can do right now because I'm still carrying it. But the issue with it is that for me now as an adult, looking back and obviously haven't gone to therapy to process this little incident that
yeah,
happened,
yeah.
I'm realizing the arrogance of expecting my, I don't know, 10-year-old self to have known better, to be able to do better, to be stronger. Like, you were 10.
You
Why
were
did you
10.
feel like you were
Yeah,
capable of things that grown people
yeah.
can't deal with, so I've been carrying that,
Fair.
and been
Mm,
so I haven't been apologizing to someone else. I've more been apologizing to me. It's like,
mm,
I'm so sorry that I let
mm,
me down. And that's
mm.
the journey I've been going on. It's like, I should have
That's
stood up for myself.
deep.
I should have done better. I should have. So from time to time, something will happen, something will trigger it, and I'll just be like, oh, Ore, you should have done better. I should have. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry that I didn't do this. And then sometimes the apology to myself is, I'm so sorry. I still feel so ashamed about this. Or I'm so sorry. I'm still
Mm,
treating this like a dirty little secret. So
got
that's
it.
where, yeah,
I
that's my
mean,
one
there's
thing
a
that I'm
lot
still
of like
apologizing for.
there's a lot of like beating yourself up about stuff. There's a lot of like,
Yeah.
sure, yeah, carrying unnecessary guilt in this
Yeah. Carrying
situation,
unnecessary guilt. Yeah. Yeah.
right? That guilt is unnecessary. Yeah.
But do you
And I,
think that, because sorry to cut you short, because in
yeah,
in
go for it.
your story, you you harmed someone, or you did something, you hurt someone, you did something to someone
Mm.
else. And well, I don't know, but I'm gonna, because based off of what your mom said, your mom's like, you've already apologized, it's okay. So I'm guessing your mom had forgiven you. And well, you and Sim are close today, so I'm gonna assume he's forgiven you.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Yeah.
The
It's
problem was that
definitely not an
you had
issue.
not forgiven yourself, right? You
Correct.
didn't forgive you. It's
100%.
really the same thing in my story. I
Mm,
just had not forgiven
mm,
myself, because I
mm,
feel like
mm,
anybody else involved in it. So the issue here is that accepting forgiveness, I think people often are seeking it from the person that they've hurt and the person that they've offended, but oftentimes you'll never
mm.
fully accept the forgiveness until you forgive yourself. So
Mm.
you'll keep
This is
going
this is
round
the
and round.
thing, right? And I think if we unpack what guilt actually is. Like, what is
Mm,
guilt? It is, in essence, a really good thing, because it's indicative of the fact that you are taking an element of accountability for a situation. Okay.
mhm,
And I'm not saying in your story, something was done to you, for
mm,
me in my story, and in situations where you're often beating yourself up about something because of something you have done, like
mm,
if you feel guilty about that, it means
mm.
that there's a sense of accountability that you've
Yeah.
taken for that situation. You're going, I recognize that there's something that is not okay here. I
Mhm,
recognize that I'm the perpetrator of that. That is a good thing. That's a
mhm,
good place to be coming from. Um, the next step that needs to happen is, of course, whatever resolution must take place. But to
mm.
complete that circle must also be then this acknowledgement that, yes, I've done this thing. I've recognized it. I've done something about it. But now I can't also just continue to sit in this place of like, I can't believe I did this thing. I can't believe I did this thing. Like, how could I
Yeah.
do this thing? It was so wrong of me to do this thing. You're right, but it's not healthy to stay in that place.
Mm. You have to let yourself move past it. I
You
feel
have
like
to.
the reason a lot of people struggle to move past it is because they're still like they feel like they're doing penance. Like it's like
Hmm.
punishment for my sins. So I must.
Correct.
It's like in what's that one we watched in over Christmas? Inside Man? Is it Inside Man? The one you love so
Man,
much.
that show is so
Yeah.
good. You
It's
should watch
like
Inside Man if you haven't watched
it's
it.
like he was saying, right? Because he'd murdered his wife and then now he was in jail. And I only
Yeah.
remember this because a clip came on Netflix the other day. And the lady that went to interview him was saying that is he taking on, because he was saying he only takes on cases that have moral worth. And
Mm.
she was asking him, is this your way of, paying for what you've done? And he was like, no, no, no. I will pay the price for what I've done when they stick a needle in my arm. This is just to pass the time. So for him,
Sure.
he couldn't, I mean, even if, and I don't know if anybody had forgiven him, but he was never going to forgive himself. And he felt like the only way for him to pay for the life that he had taken is to give his own life. So I feel like maybe
Mm.
sometimes for people, the reason why they sit in it is because they feel like they owe a debt. And so now they're punishing
Sure.
themselves.
A debt must be paid.
Exactly. A debt must be
My
paid. A Lannister
gosh.
always pays his debts.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sure. I think there's also an element. Yes, yes, I like that. That's so, yeah,
I love
I
watching
like that.
Cassandra when she's had a moment to process and then she comes back to
Processing and
you.
then
It's very interesting.
I really like that. It's the sense of like of deserving. Like, I'm not deserving of
Mm-hmm.
forgiveness
Mm-hmm.
until
Mm-hmm.
like there has been an equal and opposite
Exactly.
thing that happens to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not healthy. I
Nope.
don't think. I mean, look, for that guy, he had murdered his wife and he needed to, fulfill
He was in
his
jail.
sentence,
I
right?
mean,
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is that, like, it wouldn't. uh, are we really saying that if my brother had thrown a biscuit tin and hit me, I would feel vindicated? I'd feel like, okay, yeah, now we're even.
you'd feel
Like,
better.
that's
You'd
not
feel
healthy,
better.
is what I'm
Yeah, but
saying.
you'd feel better.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, well, you did it to me, I did it to you. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
You
He's
know?
not, or even if it wasn't exactly like he threw a biscuit tin at you, but like maybe somewhere down the road he did something to you that made you mad. But then you won't confront him, you won't say anything because you're just like, well, it's fine. After all, I did
Because
throw a biscuit tin at, yeah.
the two cross each other
Like
out.
your deserve exactly. It crosses each other out.
Mm. Yeah, but look, I think that there is something to be said about dwelling on mistakes in general. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't dwelling on a mistake also prohibits you from moving forward, like into a
Yeah.
space of growth so that you don't make that mistake again.
Yeah.
Um, and that's another reason why sitting in a place of guilt it's not healthy. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It robs you of any opportunity to grow. It robs you of any
Mm,
opportunity to actually see. see a solution or see a way past this, the place, the space that you're in. But beyond that, I think that guilt will often isolate you, because if you're feeling so
That's true.
guilty, maybe you've hurt your friend or your family or whatever.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
carrying that much guilt around, you will separate yourself from them because you don't feel like
yeah,
you're worthy of being in their presence. You don't feel like you're worthy of their
yes,
time. You feel like
yeah.
I hurt you before, I'm not deserving. Isolating yourself from people, it never ends well. It never
Mm,
ends well. And that's the
mm,
thing that guilt will definitely do to you. It'll make you just,
mm.
guys, no.
I think
It's
there's that, but it will change the way you're talking to yourself about yourself.
yeah.
And we've spoken a lot about the power of self talk and self thought and the things we think over and over and over again to ourselves. And I think for me, it's really about coming at it with a sense of compassion, because if I go back to my example, my mom was just like, it's okay. Like it's done.
Mm,
She managed it really kindly.
mm,
But the way she was talking to me was very different to the way that I was talking to me. And
mm,
so if I bring this into maybe more of a real, not a real world, a more today example, like
mm,
if I'm like, I don't know, if I'm on a diet, okay, because I'm
mm,
trying to get healthy, and then
mm.
I fall off the wagon, and I don't know, go get a McDonald's burger.
Oh, I'd
I
love a
then feel
McDonald's right now.
I then feel so guilty and I beat myself up about this decision that I've done, and I was doing so well and how could I do this and that kind of thing. The sense of self-compassion that's not coming through is, if this was my friend, would I talk to my
Mm,
friend the way
this
I'm
way.
currently talking to myself?
That's a good way
You
to look at
know,
it. Yeah.
like in this situation, my mom said, it's okay, it's done. Like she was speaking to me truly because it was over and it was done. But for me, I was just beating myself over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's not healthy.
And it's also a waste of time, because if we
Fair.
go back to the McDonald's example, for instance, okay, so you had a craving and you satisfied that craving, okay, and it's done now, move on. you know Make your next meal a healthy one. So you had a
There
McDonald's
we
for
go.
lunch, have a salad for
Exactly.
dinner.
There we go.
You want to
Have a
cancel something out,
compensating
have a salad
activity.
for dinner, right? Cancels
Have
out
a
the McDonald's. It
compensating
doesn't work
activity.
that way. But if you then allow yourself to spiral and you feel
Mm,
guilty and you feel bad and you start
mm,
to talk down at
mm.
yourself because of the McDonald's, chances are you're going to reach for something to comfort yourself, because now you are
Fair.
hurting and you are in pain. So you're going to
Yeah.
reach for some ice cream. You're going to reach for a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
You're going to reach for
Yeah.
something to make you feel better. Right.
A
And
tin of
then
cookies.
a tin of cookies. And then one bad meal becomes a bad day
Mm,
because you allowed yourself to
mm.
spiral. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you you made a mistake at mm, you made a mistake with money. Like maybe you I don't know. You spent, here's a good, you bought a bag. You liked it, you craved it, you wanted it, you bought it, but it was expensive. And now you've made that one mistake and your budget is not quite what it should be for the rest of the month. Okay, but you've made
Mm,
one mistake. But if you allow yourself to get depressed over, because maybe this is a habit you've been trying to break, maybe you've been doing this thing and you've been on the journey of trying to break
correct. Yeah. Yeah.
overspending or being a shopaholic. Now you
Yeah.
spiral because I've done it again. How could I be so stupid? How could I be so this? And maybe you can't find the receipt, so you can't return the bag. Something's happened. Then you spiral. To make yourself feel better after you have spiraled, what are you gonna do? Spend some more money.
Yep.
And then one bag becomes a pair of shoes, a new
For
hoodie.
sure.
It's
Yeah. Because you just
spiraling.
stay in
It's
that
out of your
space.
control. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
stay in that space. So
Mm,
it's staying there is a waste of energy. It's a waste of resources. It's one bad meal. It's one
mm.
bad item you bought on Amazon or whatever. Okay, get up, move on. I know it's difficult because even me that I'm here
It is hard.
preaching,
Yeah,
I
I
know how to
know.
spiral like you wouldn't believe.
Mm.
But it is a
For me,
waste of time.
it really is about, like, you just have to stop punishing yourself. And just stop punishing yourself. Be kinder to yourself in a situation by also acknowledging that because you felt guilty in the moment, it's done.
It's
Like
done.
your guilt is an indication of a good moral standing.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's an
Like
indication that you are a good person. That's
all your
why you
faculties
feel
are working.
that's why
Yeah.
you feel guilty, right?
Hmm.
And then it's in the power of the apology. Let the apology carry its power. I'm sorry. And the words I'm sorry are so difficult for a lot of people to say,
Mm.
for whatever reason, like um it's difficult to humble yourself. It's difficult to once you've acknowledged the mistake, then publicly acknowledge the mistake, or and by
Mm.
publicly I mean to the person that you've wronged.
Yeah.
But there is incredible power in that apology because it releases you then from the guilt. It's like, okay, I've said sorry. I've genuinely meant it.
Mm.
I'm now on the journey of making reparations. There's no point in sitting in it and beating myself up over and over and over and over and over again about a
Mm.
mistake that I've
Mm.
made. So, yeah, acknowledge the mistake,
I feel like I
apologize,
feel like the
and then let it go.
Acknowledge, apologize, let it go. I feel like the initial guilt is punishment enough. There's no need to keep beating
Yeah.
yourself. Like, because
Yeah.
that feeling of guilt, it rocks you. Like it's not a good feeling. It's not a fun time. So once you go and you apologize, except of course you are Sheldon Cooper doing the Sheldon Cooper apology tour. Gosh, he was so annoying. How he survived for 12
he
seasons,
was
I don't know.
he was quite insufferable. Like in truth, like his friends are amazing
His
that they
friends should
stuck
be
it out.
sainted. They should
No,
be
in truth,
sainted.
because he was impossible. He was impossible. My
There was
goodness.
that one
I don't
episode
think I
where
would have
he was
survived.
I can't survive. He was doing he pissed everyone off and now there was a group trip. Yeah, and nobody wanted him to come because they were he'd been sick and he'd been an absolute terror during that time and everyone was now he was well and no one was speaking to him and they were going to go on a group trip and nobody wanted him to come and they were like and I think Leonard said to him, by the way, this is from Big Bang Theory, sorry,
Oh
we
yeah.
anyway, this is Big
Okay, yeah.
Bang
I was
Theory.
going to say, of course it is, but maybe it's not obvious.
Maybe it's not obvious. And Leonard said to him, you have to apologize to everyone. If they all forgive you, you can come. And he's
Is
like,
this
oh,
the
I
one
love a
where they're on
challenge.
the is this the one where they're on the bus?
Yeah.
I feel like they get on a bus to somewhere.
Yeah, they do get on a bus eventually. And then he's like, I'm going to do the Sheldon Cooper apology tour. And he makes t shirts and he's going to apologize. And then he'll go, Howard, I'm so sorry. No, I can do that better. Here we go. Let me try again. Please don't apologize to people like that. Get it together
Yes.
before you get to the people. Because if
Make sure
you
it's genuine.
make sure it's genuine, if you're wanting, because sometimes people are just like, but I said sorry. Why wouldn't you forgive
Mm,
me? Maybe it's the way
mm,
you said sorry.
mm,
Maybe that
mm,
person didn't feel that it was genuine, didn't feel the emotions coming from you. One of the ways that people say sorry that I absolutely hate is when you
mm.
say, I'm sorry if you think what I did was wrong, or I'm sorry if
Yeah, I
I
also don't appreciate that apology. I'm
don't do
sorry if
it.
I upset you. I'm
I'm
sorry
sorry
if
if
if what I said you felt was wrong.
exactly.
Like,
I'm sorry you feel that way. Nah.
yes. No. No. Take your
There's
sorry. I
only
don't need
one
it.
way to apologize. It takes two words. I'm sorry. Full
There we
stop.
go. I'm
You don't
sorry.
add more. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
If you want to add
Mm.
anything more, it's I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I'm working on it. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But don't put I'm sorry if you
Mm.
think or you feel the But anyway, sorry, I digress. I just
Mm.
remembered the Sheldon Cooper's apology tour, and I was just like, that is not the
No,
way to
it's
apologize.
okay. So yeah, so I think, I mean, in truth, that was really what I wanted to chat about today. I think we need to, as people who are also on a journey of not only life, but on a journey of figuring stuff out, and like I'm gonna say it again, healing and dealing. It
Mm,
really is about being kind to yourself as much as humanly possible.
mm,
Um, and recognizing that just because you've made a mistake, it's not a reason to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
Be kind to yourself, be good to yourself, continue to be a kind, open, self-aware person, but
Mm.
don't let your mistakes hold you back from
Yeah.
moving forward.
It's just a mistake. You
Mistakes
can come
happen.
back from it. Yeah.
Yeah, mistakes happen and you can absolutely come back from it.
You
So,
can come back from it. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us today. We're so happy that you did. Come say hi on socials. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, you can like, follow, comment, subscribe, all of the above on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. You must have a fantastic day, night, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. And we'll catch you next time. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. Also, you can watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you. Bye.